Hello students, today I'm going to teach you how to do this really neat little seagull sitting on a post next to the ocean. We have a few art concepts we're going to use today. One is a word called contrast. If you've ever done a comparison contrast Venn diagram with your teacher, contrast just means opposites in art. And what we have that's opposite here is our seagull and our post are going to be in black and white colors, and everything else is going to be colorful. So that's an opposite. Well, that's an opposite. And the other concept I want to talk about is texture. In art, texture is how something feels. Things can be rough, soft, bumpy, smooth. Today we're going to use some pencil lines to make our texture of our little pole that our seagull is sitting on look very, very rough. And space is another concept. And by the way, I just realized something. I need to focus my camera a little bit. Sorry about that. So space is a concept that talks about how things are kind of arranged on the page. But one of the words I want to talk to you about is horizon line. And the horizon line is where the earth meets the sky. So right back here in the background, we're going to do a line where the sky meets the ocean, and that's going to be our horizon line, okay? Now go ahead and get your paper and place it vertically in front of you. I'm working a little bit smaller today. This is half of a sheet of copy paper or sketchbook paper, but of course you could draw yours very large too. It depends on if you like to draw large or small, okay? So about halfway down, I'm gonna start drawing the body of my seagull. So about maybe an inch away from the side, I'm gonna draw a curve like this. This is gonna end up being our bird's chest. Now once I've drawn that, I'm going to bring two diagonal lines to a point. Okay? So it's just curve, diagonal, diagonal like that. Okay? And that's where we're going to get the shape of our bird. I'm going to go a little bit along the back, and it's almost like a teardrop inside of a teardrop shape. The bird's wing is kind of a teardrop shape too. So I'm going to go over maybe an inch on the top here, and I'm going to bring another curve around that goes back toward the tail. I'm just going to start here, curve it around, and bring it back toward the tail. Okay, moving on to my seagull's neck. Starting from the front of my bird, I'm going to do two vertical lines up. I'm going to do one here. I'm going to go over just a little bit and do the other part of the neck. Okay. Once I've done that at the top, I'm going to add a little oval or circle, and it's going to go a little bit forward on the bird like this. So it's a little oval or circle that comes off the bird's head. And the beak can be made in two ways, depending on what level of difficulty you want to do. So let me get some scratch paper here. You could, if you wanted to, just do a triangle to the side, if that's easiest for you, or you could kind of do a curved line down and a curved line back for your seagull's beak. Okay? Now, right about here, we're going to add an oval for our seagull's eye. And now we're going to do 2 legs down. I'm going to go down to the bottom of my bird like this, and I'm going to add 2 lines for my legs. And as you can see here, the way we're doing our feet today are just 2 triangles, and the pointed part of the triangle is touching the leg. So I'm going to go here like this, and I'm going to do 1 triangle going forward like this. And I could do the other triangle going forward too, or I could kind of position it more down like this. So now I have my seagull's feet. Now, what we're going to do, and please remember, you can slow down if you need to. Right, we're going to make a cylinder shape. If you can see here, it's kind of like the top of a soda can right here, and that's what our post of wood is going to be like. So right behind the legs, go ahead and draw an oval on its side, okay? So here I'm going around and I'm going to draw an oval like that, okay? So it's just like a little platform for him to stand on. It's our little seagull's stage in a way, or his hangout place. Now from both sides of the oval, I'm going to draw 2 lines down. Okay, 2 vertical lines down. Now, if you've ever seen a piece of wood or a post out in the water, or like on a pier or something, they can look very worn and old, and that's the look we're going for. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take my pencil and I'm going to start making some really nice kind of scruffy vertical lines down like this. Okay, kind of getting that feel for it to be old wood. You could do it with with just the pencil if you want to. If you want to get in there with some brown, you can. That's fine. So I'm just going down like this. Okay? Now, what I want to do after I've scratched down this nice little wood texture, I want to find approximately the center of my post. And what I'm going to start doing from that post is I'm going to start doing lines that radiate outward from the post, but go underneath the bird's feet. Okay, so I'm just making some lines that are radiating out like this. Let me show you that maybe a little bit bigger. So it's like this, and it's kind of like we're just cutting up a pizza, right? And our pencil is the pizza cutter. But watch out, don't go on top of the seagull's feet, okay? So that's what we're doing right here. We're just cutting up the top like it's a pizza. Now on the seagull, one more thing we can do is we can take our pencil and very, very lightly kind of color in a little bit like this. And toward the end, we can make it very dark because the seagull's tail is a little bit darker. We can also kind of underneath the seagull a little bit, add a teeny bit of shading if we want to. But we don't have to. It's just an idea, kind of a little bit of a area there. Okay, so now here comes the fun. Well, I hope you were already having fun. We are going to use all sorts of blues to make our sky and our water. Now, if you don't have a lot of different colors of blue with your crayons or your markers, you could use blues and violets as well. So blues and purples, blues and violets. You could also use some green if you want to, but I'm just going for blues. You could use crayons, you could use markers, whatever you want. So a little bit above our seagull, we want to add in our horizon line. So this is going to be the place where our sky meets the water. So right over here, I'm going to use a blue or a violet or whatever and create a horizon line. Okay, so we're also going to create a texture. All right, so right up here at the water's edge, where the water meets the sky at the horizon line, I'm going to color in very, very smoothly, okay? The reason for that is as the ocean gets further away from us, we see less detail. So I'm just going to color down smoothly, maybe about an inch or so. And now what I'm going to start doing is having some fun making a lot of like horizontal strikes across the page. And when I'm up here closer to the horizon, they're going to be a little bit smaller. They're just kind of starting as little itty bitty lines, okay? But as I go closer to the bottom of the page, these lines are going to get bigger. I'm not going to bring them on top of my seagull, but they're starting to get bigger because we're seeing more detail as it comes toward the bottom, and these waves are really big. So I'm just getting in there, I'm imagining these big waves. So I'm going small, 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 getting bigger and bigger. Because when things are closer to us, we see more detail. So I'm just getting in here, I'm making it pretty big, and now I can go back in with some different colors, you know, some different values of blues, because, you know, the ocean or the water is not just one color. There's lots of different values in it, light, dark, all different kinds of values in it, okay? So I'm just really having fun creating my water, just like that. And then remember, as it gets further and further up, it's smoother, very, very smooth up here. We don't see as many wave details toward the sky. And once you've done your ocean, pick a different value for your sky. I don't know. I think today, just because I want to, I'm going to make my sky violet. Maybe I'm doing it violet because it's sort of a rainy day. Sometimes the sky will look a little violet if it's a rainy day. So, I think I'm going to actually, before I begin, I'm going to go back in and add some violet to the water. Ooh, I'm liking that. That's fun. Okay, so now I'm up here. And the way I'm going to choose to make my clouds is, and you probably remember this from the castle project, horizontal curved line on top. And you do not have to have your clouds like this, but horizontal curved line on top. We've made our clouds a lot like this year. Okay? And so now, I just thought of something I think I want to do on my art. Since we went more with a horizontal line for the water, what if on the sky we made our lines sort of diagonal? Because those diagonal lines are going to look like a storm is coming, maybe. You know? So if you wanted to go through, and you could color it in or make some diagonal lines, it's up to you. And remember, yours doesn't have to look exactly like mine. Do what you can with this, okay? Have some fun with it. And if you got confused about something, you can go back and watch the lesson again and just try to do your best, you know? Just try to do your best. You could do your ocean a little bit different. You could add different details in the background. It's really up to you, but it can be so much fun to create that texture. So once again, the contrast in our contrast means opposite. Our bird or our seagull and our post were black and white, but everything else was in our cool color scheme. We made a nice texture, a really nice rough texture for our post. And we also learned a little about horizon line. Horizon line is that line where the ocean meets the sky. Anyway, I really hope you enjoyed our seagull lesson, and I look forward to seeing your art. Have a great day.